Two drones pierced the airspace above the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh, a brazen act that has sent ripples of alarm throughout the region and sparked a fiery debate back in Washington. The White House, however, is projecting an image of unwavering resolve. Former President Trump wasted no time in launching a blistering counterattack against his Democratic rivals, accusing them of undermining national security. Meanwhile, Vice President J.D. Vance, in an attempt to calm frayed nerves, declared, "Our objective isn't war, but nuclear non-proliferation." The Middle East stands at a precarious crossroads, teetering on the brink of a new era, one defined not only by military posturing, but also by the turbulent currents of American domestic politics. What's really unfolding behind the headlines? According to a report in The Hill, the drone attack on the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, occurred amidst escalating tensions between Iran and the U.S.-Israeli alliance. While damage was reportedly minimal and no major casualties were sustained, the symbolic significance of the attack cannot be overstated. The message is chillingly clear. Iran is willing to project its power and extend the reach of its retaliatory actions far beyond its own borders. This audacious move comes at a time when
and vile man had the blood of hundreds and even thousands.
I applaud President Trump for understanding that when it comes to America first, we have to deal with threats before they get here.
The notion that this was an attack to stop Iran's nuclear ambitions is a joke.
The United States and Israel have intensified their airstrikes on targets allegedly linked to Iran's nuclear program. The Persian Gulf region is on high alert, bracing for further escalation. American citizens are being advised to shelter in place, a stark reminder of the potential dangers lurking. This is no longer a proxy conflict fought in the shadows. This brazen attack has struck at the very heart of American diplomacy, violating the sanctity of its sovereign territory abroad. Even as the military situation threatens to spiral out of control, Vice President J.D. Vance has stepped forward to reassure a jittery public. America's goal, he insists, is not to become entangled in another protracted and costly war. This is not Iraq 2.0. This is not Afghanistan Redux. According to Vance, the sole and unwavering objective is ensuring that Iran never acquires nuclear weapons. He emphasized that regime change in Tehran is not the official policy of Washington, although the possibility might be discussed sometime in the future, he implied. The message emanating from the White House is carefully calibrated. The operation is limited in scope. The objectives are clearly defined. There will be no open-ended commitment. But is the reality on the ground truly as simple as the pronouncements from Washington suggest? While the U.S. is engaged in military actions against Iran on the international stage, a different kind of confrontation is brewing within the halls of Congress. Democrats are demanding a vote on a war powers resolution, a measure designed to curb the president's authority to wage war without explicit congressional approval. Former President Trump has reacted with characteristic fury. He accused certain Democratic lawmakers of undermining America and even siding with Iran by criticizing the ongoing airstrike campaign. This situation reveals a deeper truth. The crisis is not solely about international geopolitics. It's also a high-stakes power struggle between the executive and legislative branches of the U.S. government. If Congress were to pass a resolution limiting the president's war powers, the White House could find itself facing a full-blown constitutional crisis. In the aftermath of the drone attack in Riyadh, the risk of further escalation is a tangible and ominous presence. Iran has previously threatened to strike. U.S. military bases across the region, nations deemed to be collaborating with the enemy, critical energy infrastructure throughout the Persian Gulf. If oil targets were to be hit, the global price of crude could skyrocket, sending shockwaves through the world economy. If the U.S. responds with overwhelming force, the conflict could quickly spiral beyond the bounds of a limited operation. The question is no longer whether there will be war, but rather to what extent will the war escalate. Scenario 1, a successful limited operation, Iran's nuclear program is neutralized, tensions subside. Scenario 2, Iran continues to launch retaliatory attacks, the U.S. expands its airstrikes, the Persian Gulf erupts in flames. Scenario 3, political turmoil in the U.S. slows down or fundamentally alters the military strategy. In all three scenarios, one thing is certain: the Middle East will never be the same again. An embassy attacked, a president firing back at critics at home, a vice president offering assurances about nuclear objectives. The U.S.-Iran standoff is now more than just missiles and drones. It's a complex tapestry woven with threads of strategy, politics, and the relentless pursuit of power. What do you think will happen next? Will the U.S. manage to maintain a limited scope, or is this just the beginning of a much larger conflagration? Share your thoughts below.